And then I felt sick as I remembered that I was fated not to die until 2025. If no amount of torture could kill me, this was literally hell. Roll credits? Nope, not yet. Her head hurt. Maho knelt down, closed her eyes, and bit her lips to shut out the pain. There was an annoying noise in her head that wouldn't go away. It made the headache worse. No matter how much she covered her ears, she couldn't block it out. She wanted to scream from the pain, but she held it in because she thought it would only make her headache worse. She could hear a voice mixed in with the noise. It was Dr. Leskinen's.
警戒魔法君はどんな手段を使ってでもリンタロウ岡部が抱えている秘密を暴くんだ。でないと彼を殺さなくてはいけなくなる。そんなのは嫌だろう。君もリンタロウのことを随分と気にかけていたじゃないか。散々私やクリスが煽ったからね。君にその気などなくてもついつい意識してしまうものさ。それが人の心理だ。彼を助ける意味でも彼の持つ情報を引き出してほしい。そうしたら私はリンタロウを我が研究室に無条件で迎え入れてあげてもいい。魔法彼について知り得たことは全て私に報告しなさい。彼の未来は君の手にかかっていると言ってもいい。
The voice and the noise were extremely unpleasant. She couldn't really understand what the voice was saying. Typo. She could hear him speaking, but her brain refused to understand the meaning of the words. But it didn't matter either way. Maho had done something terrible to Okabe Rintaro. She sold him out to Dr. Luskinen in Stratfor, and the fact that she knew it just made her guilt worse. She wanted to disappear from the world altogether. She was on a busy street in Akihabara in early summer. She was leaning on the side of a building in the shade when she heard someone call her name. She didn't expect to see Mayuri here, so she didn't know how to respond. So she just looked back and stared. Maho went completely still. Mayuri's innocent question reminded her of her own stupidity and cowardice. Her voice was shaking. It was still only July, but it was pretty hot. She'd been wandering around all of Akihabara in this heat. Mayuri Shina was a kind, pure-hearted girl. That was the impression that Maho had. She would never betray someone, or get jealous, or let someone use her. Mayuri leaned forward. She bowed deeply. And then she realized, and then she wished she hadn't. Mayuri was in love with Rintaro Okabe. A dull pain ran down her temples. She could hear the noise in her head. Just tell Mayuri everything, and then have this innocent girl tell you how horrible you are. Maybe you'll feel better then. The idea raced through Maho's mind, even though she knew it was wrong. She tried to hold back her headache as she opened her mouth.
ゆうべ深夜岡部さんと一緒だったの。そうなんですか。それでオカリンは今どこに。
Maho ignored her question.
岡部さんは昨日私にこんな話をしてくれたわ。
No.
彼が経験してきた別の世界において椎名真由里さん、あなたは何度も死んだんですって。
Don't tell her.
何度やっても助けられずあなたは死に続けた。
You can't tell her this.
その悪夢のようなループから抜け出すためにあなたを救うために。
It was like another person was speaking using Maho's mouth.
岡部さんはクリスのことを犠牲にしたんだって。見殺しにしたんだって。そんな話をしてくれた。タイムマシンを作りクリスをもう一度救おうとすればまたあの頃に逆戻りしてしまう。
You're hurting her. But the words didn't stop.
岡部さんはそのことをひどく恐れている。あなたを必死で守ろうとしている。ここはあなたを守るために他の多くのものを犠牲にして選択された世界なのよ。あなたは何も知らされていないだろうけど。嘘、そんな。オカリン。
Mayuri was too shocked to speak. She looked like she was about to cry at any instant. Suddenly, Mayuri turned around and started to walk away with slumped shoulders. Even from behind her, Maho could tell she was having trouble walking straight. The truth was so cruel that confronting it threatened her very identity. That's how it seemed to Maho. Maho was still in a trance. It felt like there was a fog covering everything she saw. It was all out of focus, like a mirage. If someone told her it was a dream, she would easily believe it. The same was true of her own mind. She knew she could feel worse about what she just told Mayuri, but while she realized she'd hurt her, she felt no emotion. That was probably why she was able to say something so awful. And then the phone in her pocket began to vibrate. That's a weird-looking phone. She looked and it saw it was from Amadeus, from Kirisu. She felt a small, thin needle prick her paralyzed heart. She couldn't answer it. How could she? She stared at the LCD screen, unable to move her fingers even a centimeter.
出られるわけないじゃない。
She couldn't let Kirisu see her like this. But even so, it felt wrong to just stay here. Maho decided to go after Mayuri. But by the time she made it to the overpass, Mayuri was already gone. Since she was right in front of the station, there were many people around, and it would have been impossible to find her.
なぜ私の前に現れたの。私に声なんてかけなければ傷つかずに済んだのに。私はもう以前の私ではなくなってしまったのよ。
She looked down over the station from the overpass and whispered to herself. And then she saw someone in a distinctive outfit approaching her. They were wearing a black motorcycle suit and black full-face helmet despite the heat. She thought it might have been a cosplayer, but instead of trying to take pictures, the people nearby were avoiding them. Given a closer look, the person appeared to be a woman. Even Maho could tell that she had incredible proportions, not posture. The woman walked under the overpass and vanished from Maho's view. And then she came up the stairs. And she came right towards Maho. Maho quickly looked away like the other pedestrians and tried to run away. But before she could, the woman in the motorcycle suit ran over and wordlessly grabbed her hand. There was a pain in her cheek. She was caught off guard and staggered to the ground. At first she didn't know what had happened. She rubbed her aching cheek and only then did she realize that the woman in the motorcycle suit had slapped her. She could hear a muffled female voice from within the helmet. Her voice was very calm, which only terrified Maho more. Because she was wearing a helmet, Maho couldn't read her facial expression. Since the visor was lowered, she couldn't even see her eyes. There was no answer to her question. Instead, the woman looked up to the sky as if she'd noticed something. Maho looked up too. For a moment, it seemed as if a black shadow crossed the windows of the building. She could hear a helicopter. It was close. How long had it been there? She hadn't noticed it at all. And then she felt the air around her change. The pedestrians were all looking toward the station in fear and shock. She could hear people saying things like, "What's that? Are they filming a TV show? Some kind of cosplay event?" Something was going on at the station. Maho stood up and looked too. She found herself whispering the same thing as the others. There were two trucks painted a deep military green parked outside the station. Men were coming out of them, dressed in camo and carrying weapons. At first she thought it might have been the self-defense force, but the men weren't Japanese. It was hard to believe what she was seeing was taking place in Japan. The men in camo disappeared into the alleyways as everyone watched from a safe distance. They were heading toward the radio building. Maho had heard from Rintaro yesterday that the time machine was there. Or Russia? Or perhaps another country's military? Were they here because Maho had told Leskinen what she'd learned from Rintaro? As soon as the thought crossed her mind, she was hit with another terrible headache. It was all her fault. Everything was her fault. Until a moment ago, everything had seemed so hazy, but now she felt crushed by her overwhelming guilt. If Okabe was right and the Third World War was going to begin here in Akihabara, it would be because she gave the information he shared with her to Stratfor. She suddenly realized that the girl who had threatened to kill her and had run down the stairs and toward the station. Maho never did figure out who she was. And then her phone started to vibrate again. It was from Kurisu. She wanted to get away from the guilt, and so this time, she picked up the phone.
Chris. 大丈夫ですか？何が？一体どうしちゃったんですか？どうもしないわ。だって泣いてるじゃないですか。
Only then did she realize that her eyes were overflowing with tears. The fog over her mind was now totally gone, and all that was left was the guilt, the regret, and the headaches.
頭が痛いの。
彼の未来は君の手にかかっていると言ってもいい。